I think I just like write songs. I mean, I can come up with songs and concepts really, really well actually. I just don't know how to make them into like in total like full songs. Yeah, and I don't have good recording equipment, and I don't have good instruments, and I don't know how to play all the chords, and I never have people that want to play for me. And it just sucks. That's why I want to reach out to my friends and I want all these people. Like I'm a girl, yes, but I don't want to do things with people. I like to play music. And I have all of these emotions and sadness and brokenheartedness and things inside of me that I want to turn into like something beautiful to heal. And, and so instead, I'm just like wandering aimlessly, trying to find my place. And I feel like it's like the missing piece meets the big O. Like I am the missing piece, and I'm trying to roll and form myself into my own circle so I can roll on my own. But I need somebody to roll beside me, like encourage me to do that. I don't always have to have that, but it helps a little bit. I just want to make up songs off the top of my head. That's why I record them, because a lot of times I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I don't always know what's gonna come out of my mouth. You don't even realize in the last 5 years, I made a new best friend. His name was Josh Coons, and we weren't intimate in any way, shape, or form. Just because he's a guy, and I'm a girl. It's not always how that works. He was just my friend, and we were both going through some shit, and he missed his kid, and he lived with his mom, and he took care of his mom, and his stepdad has cancer, and he lived with them, and they lived in like a house with they lived in an old trailer, and off of it wasn't in Portside, but it was like in the country area behind Portside, and their house was full of really bad black mold, and he had some addiction problems, but not even so much. He really wasn't an addict necessarily. He just got bored and he would do drugs. And he would do speed and he would do fucking heroin, and that was the downfall. I don't fucking that shit's stupid. I've never even taken a pain pill in my life. But he lived in a house with really bad black mold, and his mom had gotten sick, and his mom had his stepdad had cancer, probably caused by the black mold. Like their house was so bad. Like it was an old trailer. Like they didn't have the money to fix it. And his mom had gotten a RSV and she went to the hospital, and they tried to do this procedure to give her more oxygen, but her heart just couldn't handle it and she died. And then he'd gotten really sad, and I had started staying with a friend down here at the beach, and I wasn't up in town all the time, and we were just really good friends. He was my friend that when me and my ex would have fights, somehow magically he just knew that I needed a guitar. And he would literally walk to my house and bring me his fucking classical guitar and just there you go, and just walk away. Just give it to me. Let me borrow it. So I can play music. And I would post a sad post or something, and the next thing I know, I have somebody knocking at my door, handing me a guitar, and just saying bye and walking away. That's a real friend right there. But his mom had died, and she was a really, really nice lady. She used to actually be she was a playwright, and she used to do plays down here at the Players by the Sea and stuff in Jacksonville, and she was a really pretty, very, very, very sweet lady. And she'd actually helped me move my car one time and stuff, and she was really nice lady. But she died, and then a few months later, I had started staying at a friend's house, and I stayed there for a month, and he was like, "Oh my god, you guys have so many instruments, I want to come play them." And I was like, "Yeah, it'd be really cool." And then she just got bad again for me. I got basically kicked out of the place I was staying for no reason. After a month, a bunch of people tried to talk shit about me and made this person hate me, which I've now found out that's not a lie, because it's happened now. Pretty much everybody I've ever tried to be friends with since all the bullshit happened in my life. People are like, "Oh, move forward, move on." My friend Evan was like, "Oh, well, everybody knows you, Jesse." I'm like, nobody knows me at all. I just recently worked at this music festival called Whippersnap, right? And literally, Nobody really knows me. Like, they might know of me through other people, but they have never sat down and had a conversation with me in their entire life. So all they know about me is rumors and gossip and things that are not true at all. Because for 13 years of my life, I was 100% stay-at-home mom that did nothing. And even before then, I was still like band mommy. Like I was the girl that like went to the shows and stuff like that, that like took care of everybody that was fucked up, that was sober. I was the girl at the fucking band room making fucking like food for everybody while everybody was fucking partying. And so yeah, I started staying at this friend's house down here, and people talk shit about me, and he kicked me out because of it. And so, like, yeah, it was just a bad time. And then, like, a few weeks later, my mom died, and I just went into this really dark space. And I just like, my phone was hacked. I couldn't call anybody. My sister would pay my bill every month, but even like the next day, it would say I had no internet, no fucking phones, or no data. I couldn't talk to anybody. I didn't get messages. I couldn't access. I still can't access like my main Facebooks and my main emails. Like even today, I was talking to my friend Anthony, and he even said straight up, he's like, "Oh yeah, the Facebook Messenger just said that our security things had changed, which I don't have encrypted chats on anything." He said the security things had changed, and he wasn't getting any of my messages. Screenshot showing me that he was not getting my messages. It was saying that I sent him a message, but they wouldn't download or they wouldn't show. So it doesn't make any fucking sense. God, my allergies are coming. But yeah, I'm leaning my head down. And it just sucks. And yes, I've been crying. And yes, my allergies are coming. I've had an allergy fucking headache for like fucking 4 goddamn days. But my mom died, and I went to like this dark place. And he tried to contact me a million. My friend Josh tried to contact me a million times, trying to hang out with me and talk to me and stuff. And I just wasn't ready to like talk to or see anybody. And the people I wanted to talk to and see were like my best friend Becky and like all these people, and like nobody talked to me. I even tried to message my dad, who I don't talk to at all, and I said, "Hey, mom died." And the only thing he said back to me was, "I know." And then people wonder why, like, I tried to get a hold of my friend Noble to talk to his mom. Because beyond that, Janine was kind of my mom, which is my daughter's grandma, but she doesn't want to talk. She treats me like garbage because, oh, we're not your family anymore because of the way you treated our son. Oh, your son that was abusive talked to me and hurt me. And Becky's mom was never really my mom. She's always made fun of me and made fun of me for being autistic and weird my entire life. Like people that don't think I'm autistic, they need to talk to people from my past. I've learned to mask it a lot because I was made fun of a lot. And I saw somebody just commented, "Are you going to move or talk?" Bitch, I'm talking. If you're not seeing me moving or talking, then obviously your screen is frozen. Anyways. But yeah, so my mom died. And then my friend Josh kept trying to hang out with me and like play music with me and just be my friend. And I just wasn't ready to talk to anybody. And then one night around my birthday, I was like sleeping and I had a bad dream. And I woke up and I was like staying at this asshole's like fucking jam room thing, like this extra room in their house. We weren't dating or fucking anyway. I haven't dated or fucked anybody in 5 years. But I haven't really fucked anybody. I just date people. I haven't done that in 5 years anyways. So he I don't know, I just had this bad dream and this bad thought, and I knew that I had been telling him for weeks, like, because he had been messaging me that he was sad and stuff, and I told him, I was like, please don't use, please don't use, please don't do drugs. Like, I didn't even care about the speed as much. I was like, please don't use the other stuff. Like, that's fucking, just don't do it. It's not worth it. Like, no. It's just not. And I just had a bad feeling. And so I left where I was staying, which I could have got walked out because the fucking asshole I was staying with always would lock me out. And, like, I just left. And I was like, I had to go walk and try to find my friend. But I have this really horrible sense of direction. I have really bad problems with my equilibrium, and I have really bad problems with, like, direction and stuff, and I can never remember where things are unless I have, like, actual detailed directions, and I could never remember where his house was because he lived in, like, a weird spot. It was, like, so basically in Jack's Beach-ish, like, on Beach Boulevard, like, before you get to the beach, but, like, before you get to town, there's a trailer park called Portside. Well, beyond that, there's basically like a little patch of woods, and then there's like a neighborhood. Well, people who were basically like grandfathered into that area before the trailer park was fully a trailer park. Because I mean, you gotta think these are built back in the 50s and 60s, and people in trailers. Some people had a little chunk of land, and their family did. They had like a nice little acre or two of land, but it was kind of in a weird spot, like, because these neighborhoods were basically built around their chunk of land. So to get to his neighborhood, or to get to his house, you essentially had to go through the river and through the woods behind this hotel. You had to come in from like a weird angle of the trailer park, which I refused to go through the trailer park because it was even more confusing. Or you had to go down these like 3 main roads of this other neighborhood, which I knew the street because there's an old trailer on the street. But the night that I went there, there was somebody had apparently broken a water main and it was all flooded. That was the only way I knew exactly how to get to his house, because it was really easy to get to his house that way. So you go down this main road and there's just a little patch of grass and there's a little trailer or a little trail and it takes you to his house. Well, the night that I was trying to get there, and I was having this horrible fucking feeling that he was going to die. And I don't even know if this was some fucking purposeful bullshit or what. I don't fucking know if it was evil. I don't fucking know. But the night I tried to get there, like, I knew I had to get there at a certain fucking time, just the way he would always bring me the guitar. And there was a water main break on that fucking street. Like, for some reason, a pipe had burst. It was the middle of the fucking summer. Explain that shit to me. And there was a flood on that fucking street. And it was like literally like a fucking river, and I couldn't get through it. And I didn't know any of that. And I tried to go through the woods and shit, and I got lost and confused and shit, and I just got upset and pissed off. And so I turned around and went back to where I was from. I didn't have, my phone died. Like, I couldn't get access. Like, my phone wouldn't work. And then it died out of nowhere. Like, my battery just drained that fast. I could not get to him no matter what I did. And I just knew something bad had happened. And then I just didn't even, like, I knew. I just knew. And, like, later on that night, I had a dream, and he was in my dream, and he told me he was okay. And, like, I just knew. And I ignored it for a while. And about 2 years ago, I'd met this friend Chris down here at the beach, and like we were sitting there talking one day, and he was telling me about some trauma that he endured. When he was younger, a friend of his got killed. It was actually a really bad thing that he went to high school with, and he'd grown up with, and I was telling about my friend. And I was like, well, I don't know for a fact if he died or not, but I haven't heard anything from him since. And so I've just kind of been hoping and praying maybe he just went to jail. I was pretty sure we find out. And so, with him sitting there with me as my friend and like strength, I finally messaged my friend's sister and asked her the truth. And I finally went on his Facebook and found out, like, yes, he had died that night at that exact time. And if I would have showed up, he wouldn't have been dead. And yeah, except that I didn't find him till next morning. If I would have showed up at that exact time, he probably wouldn't have died. So I dealt with that, as well as my mom dying, as well as his mom dying. On top of that, I went through one of the worst breakups in my entire life, as well as people basically illegally stealing my children from me. If you want to talk about grief, I got a lot of it for you. People want to sit here and talk about me like I'm a piece of shit and I lost my kids. I never lost my goddamn kids. I never did shit. Friends of mine came over to my house because me and my now ex-boyfriend, Bobby, were having a discussion. We weren't even arguing, though. We're having kind of a discussion. He had really bad PTSD and he wasn't always good at handling his emotions and his anger. And I asked our friend Autumn to come down and mediate the situation because I just wanted him to, like, leave the house comfortably. I didn't want to fight with him. She comes down. I don't even know the fuck I'm here. Of course. You know what? She's like, you guys are fine. So he goes outside. We had called his friends. They were going to come pick him up when they got off work. He was just going to stay outside. He wasn't going to bother us. My daughter was home for the 2 weeks because she had been staying at her dad's because we were doing shared parenting during COVID and stuff. My son was getting ready to have spring break, and we were going to have all spring break together. I had all these things planned. My card broke down, but I had enough money with my income taxes and stuff to take him to, like, Legoland and shit. And so, yeah. And these fucking friends of mine, so I thought they were my friends, show up at my house. Basically, were like, oh, if you don't let Piper come with us now, Kenny's going to call CPS on you. And I'm like, why? What the fuck are you talking? You haven't even been here. They hadn't even been at my house. They hadn't even talked to me in fucking months. They were getting their word of mouth bullshit from some fucking drunk, dumb bitch that lived down the street from me that wanted to fuck my boyfriend. I didn't do anything. And nothing was legal. There was never any social workers. There was never any UPS. There was never anything. Nobody ever took my children from me. My friends came over and basically stole my child from me illegally by threatening me. Literally. And I'm autistic and I hate confrontation. And I said, well, fuck you. And I said, fine, you know what? She can go over there with you. I'm going to sit here and fucking finish cleaning up my fucking yard because that was my plan, was to clean my fucking house and clean my yard and do what I had planned to do because, again, I'm autistic and I plan things. And I have a set way of doing shit. And so I took all the plastic out to the thing because it was recycling day the next day and trash day. I was cleaning up my house and everything because it had gotten cluttery and messy because I'm ADHD and autistic. And sometimes, especially when I'm really fucking upset, shit gets a little haywire. And when I'm being fucking completely bombarded and stressed out and like forced to do things I don't want to fucking do and I don't need to do by people who don't even fucking know me. Like, autism is about having autonomy. When I am left to my own devices to be able to make my own choices and to be able to do things the way that I need to do them, I am completely fucking fine. In fact, I'm better than fine. I'm better than 90% of the motherfucking people that I know because I don't need help. I've never in my life had a mommy and daddy to turn to. I have never had anybody bail me out. I have never had anybody like pay my bills. I've gotten assistance programs to help me when I needed it because I am poor. But sorry, no. I don't do drugs in that way. Yes, I might occasionally partake in like substances of sorts. But I have never in my life been a drug user or abuser. I don't even smoke cigarettes. If I'm drunk and I smoke a cigarette, that's not being a smoker. If I drink on occasion, that's not being drunk. If I go to like a retreat or like hang out with some friends and have like a night of like microdosing mushrooms and doing anything at all, 1 time, 2 times, even like maybe 5 times a year, that's still not a drug user. Like, people don't understand that at all. And there's nothing wrong with like understanding these concepts. Same with like people who like, old people who are like, oh, ADHD didn't exist in our day. Bitch, autism and ADHD has always existed. The difference is, back in the day, you had your pharmacist down the street that could just give you whatever the fuck you wanted. Or you had, your little energy biscuits that you ate 24/7 that had the medication in it that people take nowadays for ADHD. Yeah, cocaine in your Coca-Cola. I'm sorry to say it. It's not a lie. You had these things that people now use to self-medicate for these things. Readily there, always available. The only reason the government made them fucking unavailable is because they weren't taxable and or they were too easy to procure without being through drug companies. But now we have these other drugs like Cipro, Floxin, which can literally cause psychological issues. You have people taking an antibiotic that can cause severe depression, anxiety, and psychosis. An antibiotic. It's supposed to be an antibiotic. You have a UTI, they give you this antibiotic. It's supposed to be fine, right? No, it's not. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Do you know that now? Because I took 3, which actually I've taken it before for a UTI and I didn't even know it, because I had a reaction to it that time and I didn't even realize it. And the second time that I took it just recently, I took like literally 2 full days doses. So I took 4 pills of antibiotics. For one, my finger looks like this now because of it. It literally damaged my cuticle. And it caused me to have severe psychological issues. Like, I had like the worst anxiety attack I've ever had in my entire life. And I've been having weird neuropathy and shit because of it. And that's a side effect of an antibiotic. And I Googled where it first was created, and it was first created, basically, it's not a normal antibiotic. Most antibiotics are made from like spores of like old fungi and this, that, and the other that eat this. No, this is literally essentially like a neurotoxin that destroys the cell. It literally kills the cell. It destroys it. Much like a chemotherapy drug destroys cells. And I even Googled it, and yes, fluoroquinines, or whatever the fuck they're called, essentially work like a chemotherapy drug. And they have actually been used, as much as I hate saying this, they're horrible for you, period, especially if you have certain genetic disorders. But they can be used as a frontline defense for colon, colorectal, bladder, and I think it was pancreatic cancers. Because they kill the cancer cells. But they are horrible for people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and things like that. So then it goes into, which side effects would you rather have? Would you rather randomly your heart just explode? Possibly, maybe. Or would you rather have cancer? Would you rather take a chemotherapy drug, or would you rather take this high dose antibiotics that could cause your tendons to rupture periodically? I don't even know what you think, but yeah. But that's the truth. And that's not a lie. And yes, I am autistic. And I am ADHD. I have ADHD. I have like autism in high def. And that's not a lie. I don't lie. I wish I could lie. I say way too much shit sometimes. Way too much. And all I've ever wanted is for people to just be honest. Like, I have a friend, Joe Knoble, who might see this. I don't even fucking know. And I was recently working at a music festival. I got hired to work at the music festival. It wasn't like I went there to follow people. Don't fucking follow my friends like that. And I've never had feelings like him for him. He's like one of my best friends in the whole world, or at least he was. I thought he was. I thought he was like my family. And I don't know. Like, for some reason, somebody tried to tell me he had a restraining order on me, and then it turned around to where I had a restraining. I don't have anything on him. He's my friend. But anyways, apparently I make him feel uncomfortable. I don't know why. We were friends. Last time we hung out was on my back porch, sitting on my little picnic table, playing fucking songs and singing our dirty little rap songs. And my daughter's father acted like a fucking crazy psycho that night and broke his hand. And that was literally when I told my daughter's father, I was like, fuck you, I don't ever want to talk to you again. I don't know if he sent messages to Knoble that night. I don't fucking know. But I never did. I didn't talk to Knoble again until COVID, and we were still friends, and we talked a little bit. And like, I told him about what we were doing, like in Jacksonville, and he told me about they were doing the goes and shit in Dunedin. The last time I really talked to him, and I sent him a few messages when I was staying at my friend Fuller's house. So I kept finding little penguins and little froggies everywhere. I found his old hat. Nothing weird, nothing out of the norm, nothing strange. I never wanted to ask his mom for money. I wanted to ask his mom to help me write a grant proposal so I could get my own money. His mom's a financial advisor and works for a bank, and my mom's dead. My dad's not in my life. I don't have a parent. I don't have a grown-up to ask these questions to, so I wanted to ask the closest thing I knew to one. I just wanted a mom. I needed a more adultier adult. And so anyways, I go to this festival, and I got bit by a dog. For no reason. I just literally was walking up to my camp, and these people came to find me and the dog on a fucking like lead, and it wasn't short enough. And their dog was already known to be aggressive, and he bit me. And then that day, I still tried to have a good time, and I made this new friend. His name's Sam. He's a nice guy. Just friends. We were talking a lot about our grief and stuff because he just recently lost his brother, and I know a lot of people that he knows. I knew his brother, and apparently, I think the first day we talked for like 20 hours, and we were just friends. Nothing weird. And then the next day, he just acted like a dick to me, and I didn't understand why. And then I just recently ran into him again at the fucking My Panic show, and he turned around and told me that basically my friend Joe Knoble and his friend told him not to talk to me because it made them feel uncomfortable. And all these other people tried to tell him that they knew who I was and all this shit about me. That wasn't true. And they know nothing about me because I've never even met any of them ever in my entire life. And it just makes no goddamn sense that these people try to tell me to move forward and move on and find new friends. But then the people that don't want to be my friend anymore for no fucking reason want to turn around and hinder my ability to make new fucking friends. And make people think these negative, bad things about me, like they did my friend Evan, and now they did my friend Sam, and every fucking time I try to make a new goddamn friend. And it's not fucking fair, because I don't interject myself in your life. I know nothing about what you do, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck who you're friends with. Because I know for a fact that fucking Knoble fucked my best friend. And I'm sorry if my presence makes you feel uncomfortable. So how the fuck do you think I feel? When I did nothing to anybody, ever. You stole my world. You interjected yourself into my reality, into my life, into my living dreams. I'm not in yours. I don't give a fuck who anybody's friends with. I don't give a fuck about anything. I don't interject myself into your parenting style, into your fucking family. I don't interject myself into your relationships. I do not interject myself into anything of your fucking life, into who you're friends with, who you can't be friends with. I don't give a fuck. Unless it directly affects me with purpose, I don't care. But that's the difference, is that you are directly affecting me with purpose, intently, trying to hurt me, or make yourself feel better for the bullshit that you have caused in my world. Because you feel bad? Because I make you feel some sort of goddamn way? I'm so sorry that my presence in my own fucking reality and my own new friendships makes you feel uncomfortable. Aw, that's so fucking sad. I'm sorry that you feel bad for the things that you did to me. And that because of that, now somehow I'm the bad guy. I'm sorry that you feel bad because you can't just grow the goddamn fucking balls to apologize to me for what the fuck you did and what you caused in my world with my children and my life and my family and my friends. I'm so sorry that makes you feel uncomfortable. Just like people that sit there and call me stupid and all this shit, these guys that talk to me like that, like my friend fucking the other day was fucking screaming at me, calling me a fucking dumbass bitch and all this shit. And literally in the middle of it, I started laughing. And he didn't understand why I was laughing. And I started laughing because in a sense, like I felt like I should be upset, but at the same time, I felt so sad for him. Like so sad for him. Because do you know where people learn to talk like that? It's because that's how somebody talked to them growing. You know, my children are so respectful and amazing is because I taught them to be that way. My son would not be the way he is if it wasn't for me. My daughter would not be the way she is if it wasn't for me. I am the reason that they are amazing, beautiful, extremely respectful, extremely eloquent, and amazing fucking little tiny humans that they are because I taught them to be that way. Because I never yelled at them for accidentally dropping something. I never freaked out on them for like making a mess or screaming when they were frustrated or anything. Because those are natural things and they happen, and accidents happen, and that's okay. But then I have these people that scream at me and yell at me and call me stupid and all these names and they treat me like garbage and all this shit. Even like the way Kanobo used to talk to me, even the way that fucking like my friend Matt talks to me, or like Bobby or anybody. Or even Tyler. Like I feel so sad for them. Because it breaks my heart that you didn't just act that way. You were taught to act that way. Like you were taught by somebody that was an okay way of speaking to other people and treating other people. Like these people that gossip about me and make fun of me and like laugh at me. Like this girl, like one day, like when I was hanging out with that guy Sam, she like literally came out of her camper barking like a dog to like try to freak me out because I was bit by a dog. That immaturity and like child like fucking just disgustingness, like that, like we're not in high school anymore, bitch. I'm a 40-year-old woman with 2 children. Like I'm sorry that you're so sad. It's so sad to me. It really is. It breaks my heart that that's how you were treated, like when you were little. That you felt like that's how you have to cope, and that's the only way you know how to talk to people. And it breaks my heart. It makes me sad. And I feel really, really bad for you. And I'm glad that my children aren't like that because I never taught them to be that way. Like all them kids cuss and stuff on the bus. My son used to be like, Mom, I don't want to hang out with them. They're not nice to other people. And you taught us to be nice to people. I did. much people hated Bob. Tyler was a piece of shit that walked around the house talking about killing people. All kinds of shit. That wasn't Bob. That was Tyler. Bob taught Jasper to be respectful to women and his sister. And that wasn't okay for him to cover with a pillow, and it was weird, and it was like some of the things that he was doing wasn't okay. And because of that, Jasper's a better person. Bob taught him to what I did. And nobody gets that. And it makes me sad. Especially when people like Rory and Becky and all these people want to talk shit about these people. That we've got it together a lot more than you.